Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video we will be talking about something a little bit different and discussing a new hybrid that, since Hasbro has released this new line of dinosaur toys, it's called the Hybrids line, I believe. It's not released yet, but they did release the names of some of the figures that would be in this line, and one of them got a lot of people very, very interested and concerned that this might be a dinosaur showing up in Jurassic World 2. Now, personally, I don't think that this dinosaur has a very great chance of showing up in Jurassic World 2, but if Hasbro is making a toy of it, it's most likely just a concept that they came up with, or we could just be severely underestimating it, and it very well could show up in Jurassic World 2, however unlikely that is. And that figure is a Dilophosaurus Rex, and I thought it would be interesting now that we know that this figure is a Dilophosaurus Rex, which would be obviously a mix between a Tyrannosaurus Rex and a Dilophosaurus, just to kind of discuss about this new hybrid dinosaur and kind of my thoughts on it and what it could do. So basically, the Dilophosaurus Rex would just be super cool to see. I assume it would just have the overall design of a T-Rex and with the frill, and it would look a little bit different, but just having a large, beautiful frill on a T-Rex would just be fantastic. And of course, the Dilophosaurus Rex would be fearsome. It would be able to spit, and which would hurt its prey, and then it would give its time to attack its prey and get to it. It would be really, really dangerous. It obviously would not be the size of a T-Rex or a Dilophosaurus. I assume it would be somewhere in the middle, which you've heard me say time and time again, that size in between the T-Rex and the Velociraptor, or T-Rex and Dilophosaurus, is the perfect size for killing people. And the Dilophosaurus Rex would definitely be the perfect size for killing people. It would be able to spit its poison at people, and then it would be able to go and devour them and attack them at its leisure, and that would be very, very terrifying. I would love to see a Dilophosaurus Rex face off against other hybrid dinosaurs that they could create. If they do continue with the hybrids type thing that they established in Jurassic World, it would be very, very interesting to see the various types of dinosaurs that we could end up coming out of Dr. Henry Wu's lab. I know the Stegoceratops, was originally actually supposed to be in Jurassic World, and then we got the Indominus Rex, which means that they had always been toying with multiple hybrids, and I think now that they've introduced a hybrid into the Jurassic Park series, we can't really go back to having the regular dinosaur. I know that that's a little bit sad, and I'd be perfectly content with having the regular dinosaurs, but I definitely think after having our first genetic hybrid, we're leaning towards having more, and the Dilophosaurus Rex really would be a prime candidate, two of the most popular dinosaurs ever put together into one. And as far as militarized use, the Dilophosaurus Rex would be perfect. We know that with the Chaos Effect series, they specifically engineered the Ultimasaurus to be a weaponized dinosaur and to be used in combat scenarios. And I think that the Dilophosaurus Rex would be another dinosaur that would fit in that category, a dinosaur that would be designed specifically for military use. The only problem would be its intelligence. Maybe you could splice some raptor in there as well for the intelligence, which would make it easier to control because it would understand the situations more. But as far as a brute they would just need to set in, it would be perfect. I mean, you have a dinosaur that would be able to attack people. It would have the strength of a T-Rex, the bite force of a T-Rex, and with the poison, it would be able to immobilize its targets instantly and send them into paralysis, which would mean that it could attack them at its leisure. And with its increased size, the poison that it could spit out of its mouth would be increased by a lot. In fact, to the point where it would be able to drench several real soldiers in its poison, and it would immobilize them instantly, which would, of course, leave the Dilophosaurus Rex time to go attack them. And same with other dinosaurs, if it would just utilize that poison and spit it at other dinosaurs, and that would immobilize them and blind them and make it so they couldn't breathe. The Dilophosaurus Rex would go in and be able to attack them. I think that it's a very, very powerful weaponized dinosaur, a potential weaponized dinosaur, because it has a sort of projectile weapon. It's not a lethal projectile weapon with the poison, but it is definitely a projectile, and then it allows them to spit it at their adversaries and then go in for the kill. We saw with the smaller Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park, it was able to take out the much larger Dennis Nedry because the Dilophosaurus was able to immobilize Nedry and blind him and make it so he had a hard time breathing, and then the Dilophosaurus was able to go in for the kill. And I think it would be similar with that, only on a larger scale. It would allow the Dilophosaurus Rex to blind and make other larger dinosaurs have a harder time to breathe. They can't see, they don't know where they're going, which would allow the Dilophosaurus Rex to go in and attack them, since they would really be immobilized and blinded. And I think that's what makes the Dilophosaurus Rex and the Dilophosaurus so dangerous, is they don't have to be as big as a T-Rex to take you out. They just have the weaponry essentially necessary to get at you just in their raw form, and I think that's what makes it so dangerous. And if you coupled that with it being mixed with the T-Rex, it gives it that imposing size, and you get really the best of both worlds, which would make it very, very dangerous. So yeah, that's just my overall thoughts on the Dilophosaurus Rex. If you guys have any other hybrids that you'd like me to discuss about, like I know Spinoraptor is present in the game and other stuff like that, discussions on those are coming. Like I said, I think it's unlikely for the Dilophosaurus Rex to appear in an upcoming Jurassic World film, but it's always fun just to talk about it. So anyway, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.